Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk about romance in animes, TV shows, movies, etc. with your host, the Romantic Reviewer. I'm back again. Right, today we're reviewing the movie Players, romance movie, right? Comedy, some people could say. But so the movie is about playing people, I guess that's how you'd say it, in terms of trying to get like hookups, one night stand, hookup culture. So basically you try to get one night stands by lying to people or trying to play them in a sense, right? So that's basically how the movie's about. So the group, we have a group, right? So we have Nick and Mac. Well, Nick and Mac in a group, right? Like two brothers and one other person. So you see them in a bar running plays, like deceiving people in terms of getting one night stand, like I said. So they do that. It's pretty funny. I like it. I like when they run the plays and stuff because they take what some people do, not everybody of course, and just exaggerate it. Like they have like rule books. We do this, then this, and this, and this, and that. And I like the plays, right? I wish they would have ran more plays in the movie, but we see some, right? So they run the plays in the beginning, and then so Mac, right, is tired of running plays. She's like 30 something. It's like, I'm getting too old for this. So she meets a guy who works at a newspaper company. She meets a guy that she likes, right, who's an author of a book and stuff. So she tries to run plays to get this guy. I don't know. That's interesting way of doing it. Other than being an honest, genuine person, she chooses to run plays. There you go. And then people, the group tries to help her, like Nick and the other guys try to help her run the plays and everything. And then Nick he gets a girlfriend in terms of starts dating somebody, but in the side, right? In the side, he starts dating somebody. So that's basically what the movie's about. Now, their goals. So I think the Mac's goal, his goal is to become a writer, right? Writing if she knows about sports, she wants to become a serious writer and write, books and stuff like that. So that's what she wants to do. Then Nick, we don't really get to know what his goal is. And then so Max is very, like, how do I say this? Very passionate person, very upfront. Not when dating, but otherwise very upfront and stuff like that. So that's how she is. And Nick's more reserved. Especially when the movie goes on, he's more reserved and he doesn't really talk that much and everything. So I want to talk about Nick. I feel like they should have given Nick more, right? More to say, more to do, just to flesh out his character a little bit more. But it's not that fleshed out at the very beginning. I guess we get to know him a little bit in the middle, a bit more in the end. But I really think fleshing out the character at the beginning would have helped a lot. Because Mac, I kind of get, because we spend more time with her, so we kind of get the way, like, how the character works and things. So that was pretty good. So set running plays on this guy to get this guy, and it's play after play, lie after lie. She eventually gets the guy, which good for her. But spoilers, of course. At the end, they like in the almost to the end, like say from the middle to the end, they realize they're not compatible. What Mac wanted was a partner, right? Anybody. But then she realizes that. She doesn't realize that Nick tells her that, listen, you don't really like this guy. You like the idea of him. Like he sleeps at a reasonable time. He has kitchen cutlery. He has a bed. I guess the bare minimum. He has the bare minimum, and she just says, all right, I'll be with him. But she's miserable, right? He's not a terrible person. He's just not the right person for her. But understandable, reasonable. But when you really want something, you're kind of blinded to the reality. I like this. It's not a quote, but a saying where, like, the water does not see what's outside the bottle, right? So you can't see the label of something when you're in the bottle. So you need somebody else outside to look in to tell you what's wrong, what's good and bad, right? That's why I feel like when you're friends, the friends you trust and you rely on, right? I think you should really lean on them and trust their opinions. Wasn't to say what's the open of having friends if you're not gonna listen to them and trust them? There's just no point. And I should also listen and trust in my friends more, because that's the reason, or one of the reasons why we have friends, to trust them to help us when we're in need and stuff like that. So I think we should try our best to listen to friends. Of course, not every friend, but the friends you really trust, you've known for a long time, 9, 10 years. If you don't have any, get some. They're the best. They're the best, right? Life is a long road, depending on what happens, and if you have good friends, it just makes it all the while better. So I think so too, right? But there's some, back to the movie. There's some great moments, like they go on so it's Nick and Mac on a field, like they're just talking about family, about Mac's father used to take her to the games, baseball games, and then they're just connecting, right? I like when romance movies have actors in a quiet environment talking, good script writing, and you just get to know more of the characters and the situations they're in, right? Problems they're facing. I think that's more genuine and realistic. So I enjoyed that. I also said I enjoyed the plays where so Mac doesn't run, so she doesn't run. So basically, she stalks him, when he runs, what he does, and stuff like that. So she pretends to be jogging. She sprays water, or puts water on herself, sprays it, and joins him on the run, right? She passes him by the other way, pretends not to see him. So he's like, oh, she runs. Okay, fair enough. Then she pretends to like books. I mean, she's a writer, but doesn't read that much. So she takes a membership. She goes to the bookstore where the love interest is always going, and makes a connection with the owner or the person who works there. So the guy's like, oh, now she likes books. The things people do to find love is crazy. There's probably some crazy story on Reddit about what someone had to do or had to give to find love, and fair enough, fair play. So sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, but within reason and not go too far, of course. But the movie's good. I've watched it maybe twice, 3 times. I'll give it a 5, 6. It's a decent movie. It's a decent watch. Obviously, there's much better movies out there. Now, obviously, there's always something better. There's always something more to watch, right? But I think the movie is pretty good. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. If you guys have any thoughts you want to share, anything you want to add, I'm more than welcome to read and listen to that. I made this channel to hear what other romantic viewers, pun intended, what they think about romance, because I love it, and I've watched so many of them multiple times. I just wanted to share my thoughts on it, and I want to hear what you guys also think about it. Just leave in the comments, and I'll definitely read them.